Hello, I'm Graham Mogg and I'm the Managing Director and owner of WRi Investigations Limited, which trades as WRi Group. The company was set up 10 years ago and we provide a whole range of different services to private and public sector, including investigations, which of course is our primary business, brand protection and a whole range of brand protection services, working with some of the major brands globally as well as within the UK. Intelligence management is my background, having spent 30 years in the police within South Wales and nationally with national and regional teams. I spent the last 5 years as the head of the intelligence hub at the Intellectual Property Office. And for me, leaving the IPO and leaving the police left a void. I was 49, didn't know what I was going to do. So I'd just like to throw a bit of thanks out there really to 3 individuals who, during a social evening when they could see I was a little bit down, came up with the concept of WR Investigations. Deb, Chris and Joe at the BPI, who I've worked with for many years, had the confidence in me that I could actually create my own business and run as a sole trade and potentially develop the business as we have. I don't think any of us thought we'd get to where we are, but yeah, great shout out to those guys. Not only did they buy me lots of alcohol that night, they came up with the company name, and that in itself means a hell of a lot to me. To us, if you look at the vision statement for the business, is a world without counterfeit goods. And I think the great thing that I see about the business is that we believe in that vision. We like catching bad guys. Most of us, like I say, are from a policing environment or even a training standards environment where that's been our ethos. So we want to continue that. We want to catch bad guys, protect consumers, protect legitimate businesses. We have to get paid, which is a secondary thing for us. It is all about trying to do the right thing. And I think we've shown that through some of the work that we've done that people wouldn't be aware of. You know, when we support projects financially as well as collectively through a resource to make sure we target hard in the most prolific areas of counterfeiting. That work provides an opportunity for all IP rights holders and even our competitors. You know, people that we work with on a regular basis, but we don't ask any money from. So I think WRi for me is about family. It's about doing the right thing, protecting consumers and business, being open to the opportunity to adapt and develop, to make sure that intellectual property rights holders in particular, but the community as a whole, is safe from illicit trade and organised crime. I think I've always done through my police career, through my 5 years at the Intellectual Property Office, is try to make sure that whatever work I'm doing and whoever I'm representing, I do to the best of my ability. I only wear one hat, and that hat is WRi. And the WRi company and the group of companies that we are operating now represent a whole range of different sectors and a whole range of different clients. What we make sure is that when we represent a client, it's their best interest that we put at the forefront of what we do. The one hat is WRi, and I'm very proud of that, because not many people actually know that I'm the managing director and owner of WRi, because when I represent clients, we represent it in their name, for their benefit and for their purpose, rather than for our own. The big thing with WRi from my perspective is that it's a family business. So it's great to work with my son and my daughter. Never thought that would ever happen. Very proud of the fact that they've come into this environment and are actually really good at investigation and the whole gambit of brand protection. I think perhaps living with a cop for 30 years brought a lot of that about.
WRi for me is life now, I suppose. It's what we do every day, wake up in the morning and the last thing we think about before we go to bed. It's my dad through and through. It's everything that he wanted, and getting to work with my father and my brother is great. Coming to work every day is family life, and I'm hoping it'll be a bit of a legacy for my children as they grow older.
I've been at WRi now for coming up 9 years, and it's grown as I've been here. You know, started off with a little 2-bed office over in the lodge, and to grow to the size we are now with the employee range that we've got. It makes me feel extremely proud, especially, you know, it's my father's business, and he initially started it, but we've grown as a team since then, also with Bryony and the extras that we've added since. And it just makes me extremely proud to see where it is now and the client base we've got and the size that we've got, and just there's no limit to how big we can be and what's in the future.
It's also great to be able to employ people I work with within the police. So most of our staff are either former police officers that I've worked with, some of which I joined the police with 40 years ago. Others are good friends that we've developed a relationship, but also friends and families of my children who have skill sets that are really supporting and developing the business. So yeah, WRi is an entity that's grown over the last 10 years, from a family grown business to an international business that's supporting some global clients. It was interesting, when I started the business, people told me the first 10 years are the hardest. We now celebrate our 10th anniversary and it's been pretty hard. But we've developed and we've adapted, and I think that's what I see for the future of the company. We're still a small team, albeit from a brand protection and investigation side compared to some of our so-called competitors. We're a big team of 15, but we adapt and we grow. The pandemic, I think, showed us that. The last 12 months, like everybody else, we've been hit pretty hard, but we've adapted. The team have been more than happy to either reduce hours or reduce wages, and we've survived. We've also adapted our services to make sure our clients are protected. So the future for WRi is to grow in the same way as we've done over the last 10 years. The academy is key for us. If we can train law enforcement and brands in relation to a whole range of enforcement activity and legislation and upskill those individuals, then it will support what our ethos is. But it's also looking at new opportunities where we can support others, support law enforcement, but also how we can develop as the business in different areas of tackling organised crime, illicit trade, but in particular intellectual property.